Ah, Provence, France. The radiant countryside of quaint villages, rolling farmland, and hidden natural wonders. It's the kind of place you go to get away from it all, or perhaps the kind of place to find and rediscover yourself in a new light. So as we previously mentioned, we spent a couple of months living in the French countryside back in 2019, and in this video we wanted to revisit a few of our favorite places over in West Provence, and we're pretty sure that by the end of this video you'll be booking your flights to France because these are some pretty cool spots.
Our very first stop of the day is at the Fontaine de Vaucluse, and we are starving, so we have brought ourselves a little breakfast picnic. We've got some bread and prosciutto and apricots and yogurt, but we also have a very special cheese that is said to be the most popular cheese in all of France, which says a lot because there's a lot of cheese to choose from here. But this here is the Camembert, and it is named after a village in the Normandy region. It is a cow's milk cheese with a very soft, very creamy inside, and by the looks of it, it looks very much like brie cheese, which I've eaten very much in my life. So I'm gonna give it a little taste. Honestly, it is like pretty much spot on to brie, but I will say the taste is a little bit more intense, but that is delicious. I can see why so many people love it. Let's dig into our breakfast, shall we?
Yes, please.
You all can probably tell why we've come back here today. I think it is one of the most beautiful places in all of Provence, France. And honestly, it's because of the water that's right behind me. It is sparkling clear, and the riverbed is carpeted with the most beautiful green plants. And when the sunlight hits, it makes it all the more saturated, all the more green, and it is just so cool to see this water right next to such a stunning and darling provincial village. So very happy to be back here.
So under normal conditions, I would say that this is one of the largest springs in the world, but sadly, because of the drought that is happening here in southern France, I believe it has subdued the amount of water that comes up, because typically the water line is right, I mean, we would be able to see the water, but it is so far into this cavern, and it just looks like a little puddle in there. We are back at our little spot.
Gonna dip my little toes in this glacial water. Cool down. Oh. Well, it is now time to say goodbye to this stunning village and head over to the next one. I'll miss all the sparkling water, but the next place we're going to is pretty unique in its own way. We are making a quick stop at the town of Gourds, and we've never been here previously, but as you can see, it is very, very charming.
Yeah, it's really cool because it's such a vertical city. You can see how they just built up and up, and right at the top is this little church where I imagine it would just be so cool to get married or watch the sunset or something.
Yeah, it looks like it's straight out of a storybook. We have made it to another one of my most favorite towns here in Provence. We are at ROUSSILLON, and it literally looks like a town that's on fire because all of the buildings, all of the walls are painted red, yellow, and orange to match the ochre mines that are right next door. And I kid you not, looking at it from afar, it looks like a glowing town on the hilltop. Chad has graciously dropped me off in the city so that he could go park in the shade at a free parking spot so that I didn't have to walk up the hill. Very kind of him. But now I think we're gonna go and get some ice cream because it is hot outside, and I've been waiting and waiting to get lavender ice cream here in Provence because the last time we had it, it was so good.
Très bien.
All right, gotta really quickly talk about what we got because it's melting like crazy. We got basil and then we got lavender, and they're both so fragrant, so delicious. Didn't melt this fast last time though.
A little bit colder last time. We've been walking around the beautiful city of Roussillon, and I want to tell you guys some of the history that we know of. So apparently the city of Roussillon is on one of the largest ochre deposits found in the world. So it has been used for mining of these certain pigments that make very colorful paint.
Yeah, when we came here with, Art University a couple years ago, I actually used a lot of that pigment to create my own paint, and I was just having so much fun getting like some reds, some yellows, some oranges, all the fun colors. And so it was just really cool to take a field trip here and to make my own paint from the earth.
So cool.
Yeah, and another thing, I actually did a window series based off of different windows here around Provence, and it was just so cool to see some of the windows that I had painted 3 years ago, and they're still there, still the same color.
Still looking good,
yeah,
too.
still looking the exact same, and it's just really interesting how time flies, but nothing changes sometimes.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah.
We have made it to LACOSTE, which is where one of the SCAD campuses is. And it's so weird to be back because it's like walking down memory lane.
I know, it is really, really odd, but it feels good in a way to like be back, to not be students this time, but to see it in like a different light.
Yeah.
And wow, I honestly took this place for granted when we came here to study abroad. I like woke up, like
Claire was
looked at the
so busy with work. She had no time to enjoy it, whereas I was like, this place is great. I was having so much fun.
Yeah, I was so busy with all my projects that, I kind of forgot the beauty of the place that I was living in. So this time I get to take it in with a clear mind. And we're gonna go and look for our old rooms and maybe check out the bar that we used to go to whenever we were here. So this building behind me is one of the coolest buildings here in LACOSTE. It used to be a boulangerie, but now they've changed it into a library. And I don't think we can go inside because we don't have the key cards, but the inside literally just has spiral staircases going all about, and there are just books everywhere. It really reminds me of the library in Beauty and the Beast, and it's so cool. Wish we could go in.
Is there the video of me shaking the fig tree?
Yeah, so that building right there is where Chad lived. With 2 other roommates, and this is the fig tree that is still here. And when we came, it was like full of figs, and like you could just shake it and figs would fall. But I guess right now it's not the season for them to be harvested. Was my little home in Provence with 2 other roommates. I slept up in the loft with 1 other person, and then we all shared a bathroom downstairs. But it was so fun, and also best part is in the building, it's the view. So the last time we walked these streets, I was about to go to a big internship that I had applied for when we were over in Hong Kong studying abroad. And I was just so excited. Like, I thought my career was about to take off. I was trying my very best to essentially land a job after that internship so that I could be secure when I graduated the following year. If you don't know the story, I did not have the best time there, and I ended up quitting the internship 5 weeks in out of the 10-week internship.
And Claire is not a quitter, so that kind of shows how much she hated it there.
Yeah, I mean, it just wasn't my sort of job. And so after that internship, we were really like up in the air about like, what are we doing after college? And so, when we did announce that we wanted to do full-time travel as a career and to do YouTube, it really did blow a lot of people's minds, and even ourselves.
Like we weren't even totally sure on what we were doing. We were just like, oh, there's something that would be nice to achieve one day. And we just kept working towards it. And I feel like just now as we're walking through these streets, we're starting to realize like so much has happened in just, what, 3 years?
Right. And this all just felt like an unattainable dream. And we say that all the time because it is very scary because you don't know how this is going to play out. You never know how much money you're gonna make month to month. Yeah. And so we just want to say like a really big thank you to anyone who's believed in us over the past couple of years, ever since we started YouTube, the people who have bought my art, who have, you know, cheered us on through comments.
Messages, emails, comments.
It's made a really big difference in both of our lives, and I don't think we've always realized this, but I think being here again and just realizing where we were 3 years ago and where we are right now, it wouldn't have been done without all of you guys.
You guys rock.
Yeah.
Moral of the story.
You guys are so amazing. Tonight we are lucky enough to score a free meal from the dining hall here. I'm so excited. I remember the food was amazing. So we're gonna pack up our bag and then we're gonna go load up our plates at the buffet style dining hall. So excited. All you can eat.
Eat all you can.
We are making ourselves right at home at the dining hall. We have come with loaded plates and we are enjoying it thoroughly. This is probably more than we've been able to eat this whole time that we've been traveling because it's a buffet. So we're gonna enjoy some delightful food here in southern France, courtesy of our university.
I don't think I'm doing it right.
That's pretty good. Looks good.
Did it? It's nice to feel the grass.
I know, it just feels so nice.
Why did you dive? You dove straight to where I was jumping. Oh, this feels so good.
So for the past 2 weeks here in Provence, we have not broken our streak of going swimming every single day. And tonight we had the opportunity to swim in Scad's pool. Once we asked for permission, they were totally okay with the swimming there. So we got to jump in the pool, look up at the hillside overlooking LACOSTE, and it was such a memorable experience. But on top of that, we actually met some friends that we had previously known from Scad that we hadn't talked to in a long time. And they are also Scad alumni, and we were able to just catch up, and it was just so much fun talking with some other people other than just Claire and I talking back and forth into the camera. Anyways, with all of that said, we want to thank you guys for watching this video. And if you are new around here, Claire and I will be traveling to 50 countries around the world over the next few years. So if you're interested in following along on our adventures to come, definitely hit subscribe. Anyways, with all of that said, thank you guys, and we'll see you guys next time.